The gangster spat a mouthful of phlegm everywhere. It happened to vomit on the female high school student across the street. Girls are reluctant to let go. Be sure to let the thugs give an explanation. A gangster is a well-known local prick. Normally, no one dares to provoke her. Suddenly met such an arrogant little girl. He wasn't angry either. He raised his hand and wiped the girl's chest. Oh, my goodness, I went to punch you in the face. Knock the girl unconscious to the ground. Wait for the girl to wake up. I found out that the gangster didn't leave. He said, if a girl's face hurts, you can accompany him to the hospital to have a look. The girl said forget it. Just chat with him. Female high school students are not afraid of thugs. Even gangsters rarely have a moment of peace. Through this matter, the two seem to have a strange bond. The gangster and his brother Lao Wan opened a debt collection company. I have several younger brothers under my command. My daily job is to break into the debt holders' homes. If you don't say anything, you're just hitting me. Beat until the other party pays back the money. Finish the work. Everyone, share the money. The money from the gangster. He never spends it himself. Every time I give it to a child. At first I thought it was his wife and children. Actually, the child is his sister's son. Sister divorced. Raising my little nephew alone. Mixed thug. Not close to my sister, but I particularly like my nephew. Returning to the company, Lao Wan reminded him, your father is out of prison today, let's go see him. The gangster stood in front of his father's door for a long time. Finally, I opened the door and walked in. Gave my father a heavy beating. Actually, you can imagine, a harmonious family cannot support people like thugs. When I was a child, father often drinks excessively, domestic violence sister, seeing my mother beaten, begging him to rescue his mother. But young thugs, I was already scared by my father. He dare not go. But my sister went. As a result, he was stabbed by his irrational father. She ran desperately to the hospital with her sister on her back. Unfortunately, it's too late. My mother ran after me to the hospital. Caught down by a speeding car. Died on the spot. 2 close relatives died. Father went to prison. The thug became a thug. At this point, the bastard's hands are stained with blood. His press machine is ringing. It's the female high school student who came to see her. The girl's father has been on the battlefield. You can easily lose control of your mind. He also has a brother who idles around all day long. Every day I know how to ask my sister for money. Otherwise, they will still do it. My mother set up a small stall, making a living through hardship, but was killed by a group of troublemakers. Xiaomei was not far away at that time, but she was scared silly. I didn't see the combination of gangsters, high school girls, and gangsters in front of that group either. It's amazing. They ate together at the market stall, cursing profanity, laughing at the other party. They all coincidentally concealed their scars. Xiaomei thinks gangsters are incredibly strong. The gangster thinks that Xiaomei's family is happy. During the day, gangsters still come to collect debts as usual, but I found out that the debtor was a domestic violence man. For people like this, he never begrudges his strength. Hit with a round arm, he regrets being born in this world. The mood of receiving this debt is relaxed. The thug is planning to visit his little nephew. My nephew's parents divorced because of domestic violence, so my nephew has a very introverted personality. I can't play with my friends either. Will still be ridiculed. It's a wild child without a father. The gangster pretended that his nephew's father was bringing snacks to bring him closer to his friends. But my nephew doesn't seem to appreciate it. The thug thinks he might have done something wrong. Get up and leave. My nephew dragged him and started crying loudly. Actually, the child really wants to be accompanied, but I don't know how to express it. Hunmai's phone rings. It's a gangster. Tell him to go out and play together. He rushed over immediately. The gangster takes his nephew and Xiaomei to go shopping together. This is the first time a gangster has been shopping. The first serious experience of human fireworks. The next day thug got a new kid. It's Xiaomei's younger brother. Bastards don't know each other. I took it with me to collect the payment. The idea this time is a bit tough. The thug can only fight to death. Xiaomei's younger brother was scared silly. The thug who cowered next to him and dared not get angry also beat him up. Dare not take action to collect any debts. The thug in a bad mood plans to vent his anger by becoming a father. I ended up at my father's house, but I saw my sister and nephew playing games with my father. For a moment, filled with sorrow, I went to find old Wan to drink, but Lao Wan advised him to forgive his father. After all, he has been doing it for 20 years. Prison is considered redemption. The gangster was furious. Going to prison can save the lives of my mother and sister. He wished he could kill that beast. She was once again angry and wanted to become a father, but he found out that the person he hated cut his wrist and committed suicide. The girl returned home. Father drank a lot of nonsense. My younger brother got angry outside. It's tough to come back and confront him. Father was shouting and shouting next to him. Ask where my mother died. Have you been looking for the wild man outside again? Xiaomei watched as this smoky home completely collapsed. She said, "MOMS already dead." Father was stunned after listening. Then pick up a knife. Coming towards Xiaomei. Xiaomei closed the door and cried loudly. The sound of a knife hitting the door panel make her despair. She ran out of the house crying. At this moment, the gangster asked him to chat and chat. The two met as if nothing had happened. As usual, they mocked each other a few times. Suddenly, the thugs stopped, tearfully speaking. "Be kind to your parents." Xiaomei nodded. "My parents are doing great. They strive to maintain their strength. The gangster's father was saved and brought back. The thugs no longer fight against him. He wants a new start. Invite Xiaomei to watch her nephew's talent show together. Go back to the company and tell Lao Wang. Finish this order." He just washed his hands in a golden bowl. Old Wang Xinren agreed. He didn't want to do it for a long time. "I plan to set up a small shop selling barbecue." Last time, the mentality of a collection thug, and Xiaomei's younger brother is completely different. The thug saw a child at home. "Don't want to do it in front of the child." My younger brother drove away regardless of it. The thug stopped him. "Say, forget it today." But they just walked out the door, but my younger brother took out a hammer and smashed it. "You are a jerk. You said debt collection cannot be encouraged. You deserve to be beaten if you try." My younger brother ran away after hitting someone. "You bastard, you can't do it anymore." He still wants to see his nephew's performance. Xiaomei and her sister are waiting for him at the entrance of the kindergarten. "But I can't wait for this person anymore." One side of the lens. Everyone gathered at Lao Wang's barbecue restaurant. Joyfully pushed the cup and change it. Congratulations on the opening of his new store. On the other side of the lens, family and friends were crying loudly in the hospital. Both shots are gone. Mixed thug. Xiaomei walking on the street, seeing a group of people fighting and fighting from afar. The person in charge is the brother who has disappeared for a long time. How similar is this picture? Unfortunately, there seems to be no end, but rather opened up a cycle of reincarnation.